Hey, Planeswalkers, hope you're doing well and staying safe. Today, I got a top 50 deck for you. This one is something that's completely different, so I'm very excited to be showcasing this one for you. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with it. So with that said, before we go ahead and check it out, Planeswalkers, as always, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, if you like the video, please go ahead and like it. You can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch, stay up to date on content like this, and to stay in touch with my journey, you can check out my Untapped profile down below. All right, Planeswalkers, so what deck do I speak of? Let me get this fixed here. That's driving me nuts. All right, we have a top 50 Orzhov Party deck. So this is something that is incredibly unique. I'm very excited to see this, particularly because the party mechanic was something with the Zendikar Rising's release, and it's great to be able to see it in a competitive sense, as well as, again, in a unique format like we got here, or a unique deck, I should say. So this particular deck is by a player by the name of Smoke, I think it is, S-M-O-A-K, so congratulations on hitting top 50 with this. This is a sweet brew that you pulled together here. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and talk about the main board here in a second. We'll also talk about the sideboard, how to sideboard, and then additionally, for those of you that are new, it is Orzhov because of the color schema white and black, so Plains and Swamp gives us the Orzhov Guild from Ravnica. And then additionally, it's called a party because of, I'm going to go this one first, the party mechanic here that you can see by the Archpriest of Iona on the upper right or left, I think, reverse, those kinds of things. Anyway, your party consists of up to one of each cleric, rogue, warrior, and wizard. This is going to give you some sort of trigger or activation with your creatures. So in the case of Archpriest here, it is an activation at the beginning of combat. So we'll come back and we'll talk about all these here in a second. The main point of this and main objective of this particular deck, again, is to get that party mechanic filled. You'll see that we can obviously get there, and then additionally, if you do drop this guy, which we'll come back to in a minute, pretty much lines up a nice match for you. So Planeswalkers, before we go ahead and check out the deck, as always, this deck list is available for you down below in the description, so you have access to it right away. Additionally, there are deck links there for you too, should you choose that route instead. Now, quickly here, let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got going on. Then we'll come back and talk about this deck. Like I said, pretty interesting. Something that I think is pretty sweet as well. And very, very excited and happy to be checking this out today. So first off, my friends, what do we got going on here? Well, we have going on that Archpriest of Iona that we were looking at first. So again, this is Zendikar's Rising. Archpriest of Iona's power is equal to the number of creatures in your party. And additionally, here's the trigger that we get from the party mechanic. At the beginning of combat on our turn, if we have a full party, target creature gets +1/+1, gains fly until the end of the turn. So that's a great way to get over our opponents. Additionally, we have fight as one here. So target human creature we control gets +1/+1 indestructible. And the same happens for non-human creature. So this is going to be really, really powerful for us to keep things on the board, in particular when we do run into some of those board wipes, those kinds of things, as well as a good finishing trick or a good combat trick as well. Next, we have Thieves Guild Enforcer. So this is a very popular card, obviously, in the Rogues deck, but here it works great in giving us the Rogue part of the party. This one here is the Cleric part of the party. So this creature has flash. Whenever Thieves Guild Enforcer enters, each opponent mills 2 cards, and then as long as an opponent has 8 or more cards, Thieves Guild gets +2/+1 and has Death Touch. We have Village Rites, so this is great in this mechanic because we can sacrifice a creature and then draw 2 cards, so keeping some card advantage here. Next, we have Draenus Magistrate. So here's our wizard. So we got a white wizard here. Our opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands, so this is going to shut down a lot of the graveyard play. This is going to shut down things like Rakdos midrange, as well as anything else that's trying to leverage some portion of their graveyard as well. So great to have this in there. And then additionally, they're not going to be able to cast cards like if you're playing a adventure deck, those kinds of things. Next, we have Null Priest of Oblivion, a very, very powerful 2-drop. We have Menace and Lifelink by itself. Again, another cleric here, but additionally, we can kick this and return a creature card from our graveyard, which is going to be important for us if we are missing part of that mechanic. Next, we have Dire Tactics. So this card is one of my favorite cards at Uncommon, particularly in aggressive decks. We get to exile target creature. If we don't control a human, we lose life equal to that creature's toughness. The thing here again is it's great against creature-based decks, as you can see. Next, we have Stonework Pack Beast. I love that this common card is in this deck because we do get access to Cleric, Rogue, Warrior, and Wizard through this card, and we can add 1 mana of any color if we do need that. Next, we also have Lurrus of the Dream Den. So we're going to be able to pull a ton of stuff back with Lurrus. It's great to have one of these situationally as a main board card. Here we got Lifelink. Again, we're not playing the Companion, so we don't have to worry about the deck constraint. However, we do get to take advantage of Lurrus's each turn. We may cast 1 permanent spell with converted mana cost 2 or less from our graveyard. So lots of things again here helping out our helping out our party. We got Agadeem's Awakening, which again also helps our party by pulling stuff back from our graveyard, so we can return from our graveyard to the battlefield any number of target creature cards that each have a different cost, the mana cost X or less. So very powerful, going to really help us. Again, this is also modal land. I've been joking that these are pain lands, but they're, you know, you can pay the 3 health, so it comes in untapped. Now we know that it doesn't have to. Sorry, that was bothering me. Have to do that. You can also have it come in tapped if you need. Now here's the real kicker for this deck. So this card here, when Squad Commander enters the battlefield, each we get to create 1/1 white core warrior, create a creature token for each creature in our party, and then additionally at the beginning of combat on our turn, if we have a full party of creatures we control, get +1/+0 and gain indestructible until end of turn. So you're going to be attacking in with a ton of stuff, and they're not going to be able to kill it. So very, very good. At least again on combat, very powerful, and really looking forward to this. And that's really going to lock in our matches if we can make it happen. Next, we got Journey to Oblivion. So here, 1 less for each creature in our party. When Journey to Oblivion enters, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until Oblivion leaves the battlefield. So again, staying with the party mechanic, there are some other white enchantments you could throw in there, the 3-drop, but you may be able to get this in for less, kind of a deal. Next, another powerful card in this deck, we have Tazri, Beacon of Unity. So this card costs 1 less for each creature in our party, and we're going to get a really nice big body of 4/6. And then additionally here, if we do have one of each of those colors, which we will not, but if we do pay, we get to look at the top 6 cards of our library. We may reveal up to 2 Cleric, Rogue, Wizard, or Ally cards from among them and put it into our hand, and then put the rest on the bottom of our library in a random order. So again, very, very powerful there. Ally cards were, I want to say, one of the older Zendikar sets, so something to keep note of there, my friends, or for future sets as well. So very, very cool card we got going on here. And then lastly, we have Amiria's Call. So again, ability to create 2 4/4 white angel tokens with flying, and then non-angel creatures we control gain indestructible to end of turn. Again, a pain modal land here, so we can pay the 3 if we want to untap land, or we can have it come in tapped. And then again, lastly, we'll talk about the lands here quickly. We do have modal lands, Grime Climb Pathway, Bright Climb Pathway, and we do got 2 Triomes, which are nice for later in the game if we want to cycle them out as well. Otherwise, we do get a chance at having both plains as well as swamp if we want from those, but they do come in tapped. So that Planeswalkers is the main board. Very, very cool, very powerful within this mechanic. I like how it's done in the Orzhov. Again, a top 50 deck. And then quickly, I think, let's take a look here. Very creature heavy based, 26. We do have 18 lands, but again, I think we have about really 24 after I look at the other modals, which is perfect for both best of 1 and best of 3 in my opinion. And then obviously you get the situational things as well. All right, so sideboard here. So one call out, I'll get to this here in a second, but I did a double Baneslayer Angel. It actually runs 4 Tazries, so I'll make sure that that's updated for you here in a second. So first off, we got Duress. So target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card. So where are you going to want to play this? You're going to want to play this against control type decks, things like the Grixis deck. You're also maybe going to want to play this against things like Big Red. You're going to want to play this against non-creature based decks. Azorius, also any of the Esper and Orzhov kind of Doom decks. Mardu Doom as well. There's a lot of different mix-up there. So great places to play that one. Next, we have Acquisitions Expert. So where would you play this? So I'd play this, again, we're very creature heavy, but again, if you want something like Duress, if you want to get something out of your opponent's hands, I would play Acquisitions Expert. So you'll play this against, again, all the same decks that I already mentioned. I think that's where I would go with this. Particularly when you know, again, those control decks that have the counters that you need to play around, or the decks that are going to burn you down, or have the direct kill spells in terms of some of those mid-range decks. Next, we got Skyclave Shade. So this one doesn't fill the party mechanic like Acquisitions Expert does in terms of the rogue. However, we're going to need this against the mill decks. So that's where we're going to play this. You're going to play it against Dimir Mill. You're going to play this against Dimir Rogues as well. So anything that's causing a discard potentially, you could also play this against Rakdos midrange if you wanted. That's where you're going to want to play this one to get the most value. Next, we got Maul of the Skyclaves. So Maul of the Skyclaves here enters the battlefield. We get to attach it to target creature. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and is flying in first strike. So we're going to play this against other powerful creature-based decks. So I would, or flyers. So I would play this against things like mono red. I'd play it against mono green. I'd play it against Gruul Aggro as well. It is going to be a tough matchup, but this just gives you a little extra boost to those things. And then additionally, I should have came back. I did cover Duress. So Acquisitions Expert, when this creature enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals a number of cards from their hand equal to the number of creatures in your party, and then we choose one of those cards, and that player discards that. So the more we have in our party, the more we can see their hand, and we get to choose which one, which is really nice. So again, we already covered the decks. Next, Skyclave Shade. So same thing, we covered the decks, but here Skyclave can't block. It does have a kicker, and if it was kicked, it enters with 2/2 or +1/+1 counters on it, making it a 5/3, which is pretty heavy. So that's a great attacker and can work really well. And then additionally, it has landfall, so whenever a land enters the battlefield under our control, we can cast Skyclave Shade from our graveyard, which is really nice, and that's why it's those mill ones. We covered them all as Skyclaves. Next, we got Baneslayer Angel. So here, this creature has flying first strike, lifelink. I would play this against Yorion decks too. Baneslayer I'd play against Yorion decks. I would also play this against some of those more mid-range aggro decks, like the Gruul Aggro, as well as Croxa mid-range. And then I would even play this at Yorion. I don't think it's a hard spot, in my opinion, to go wrong with this one, just because it is such a nice finisher. Additionally, you get that protection from demons and dragons. So things like the Temur decks that are running Terror Peaks, or anything running Terror Peaks, that could be a good one for you too. And then I will cover, so Tazri here. This card, again, works great from your party mechanic. So this deck generally has one. This will be one Baneslayer. This is also one of these. So you could sideboard this one in again, as well as some of the faster aggro decks and mid-range decks as well. Some of the creature heavy stuff. This is going to probably be where you're going to want to go. Doesn't mean that you can't play it for more of the late game too and get a bigger creature. You just gotta kind of figure out what works into that for you. And that might be a better one for something like a Selesnya Yorion deck, just because of the bigger body kind of a thing. We covered Baneslayer Angel. Next, we got Elspeth Conquers Death. So this card's great. You're going to exile permanents 3 or greater. Additionally, non-creature spells your opponent's cast cost 2 more. And then lastly, return target creature or planeswalker card from the graveyard to the battlefield. I would run this against anything that's got a late game, any of the Yorion decks. any Doom decks, so Esper, Orzhov, Mardu, all those things, that's going to work really well for you. And then lastly, we got Journey to Oblivion. So we already covered what this card does. I like this one even against midrange and aggro. I don't think I would play this against a Doom deck, primarily because once you do get something off the board and they pop a Doom and you don't have anything on the board, that this could hurt you a little bit. So I think this one's going to be tighter in terms of closer up. Doesn't mean that you couldn't play it, because you do have a lot of creatures, but you just got to be careful of that. You could run into a couple of problems, or you can hang on to them and just target the Dooms, which then that wouldn't be a bad strategy either. So that could be a good spot for those things. Same thing with Elspeth. You're probably going to wait and hit the Dooms too. So at least it's about having answers, and the deck does have the answers for what you're going to need against some of these players. All right, Planeswalkers. So next here, we're going to talk. We talked about the sideboard. We're going to talk about how to sideboard, and I'm going to break that into aggro, mid-range, and late game. And then what I'll do is kind of talk through how I would move these cards in and out. So first off, again, some of the aggro stuff we kind of covered already. But if they were mill, we'd go with these two. Where would I look to switch? I like Null Priest. I would probably drop either one Stone Pack and one Draenith Magistrate. I think Stone Pack's going to be better if you don't have to worry about some of the cards not coming in from your opponent's graveyard or like an adventure deck. The only thing is, again, this is really your only wizard, and so Stone Pack's going to be the nice equilibrium there in terms of helping you hit some of these other things plus the wizard. So you've essentially doubled up on every kind of creature in your deck, so that's something to keep in mind. And then you could always go less on Tazri as well if you need to pull things closer to the front. So that's kind of some of those spots. Maul of the Skyclaves, again, was something we said that we could go with, and Baneslayer if we wanted to too. So realistically, let's go 4 to 6 cards. I think we're good on the lands. In terms of those things, it doesn't mean that you couldn't cut on some of your lands. If I were to cut, I'd probably actually drop an Agadeems, maybe 1 or 2 Agadeems, or one of these cycle ones here. So that's, you could go, let's call that 2. And then again, where I would probably cut is depending on if they're not leveraging graveyard. I'd probably cut a Draenith Magistrate there, and then maybe even a Tazri. So that's going to give you a good 2 to 4. And again, like we talked about, in the 6 realm, if you wanted to, you could just go heavier on Draenith, and maybe I'd leave Stone Pack. I'd go, maybe you could go 2 there, 2 lands, a Tazri. You're gonna want to keep this in the best of in the aggro type matches. Maybe a Journey, to be honest, because if it's creature for creature, you might not have to worry about that as much. So those are some good choices there. Now let's go ahead and talk about the mid-range. So mid-range, again, you may want to play Maul of Skyclaves and Baneslayer. You may creep into another Journey of Oblivion or Elspeth. So if that's the case, my friends, and they're not playing, again, graveyard, I would swap out some of these guys. If they are, you may actually want to swap out your rogues, because you're not going to want to necessarily help them self-mill. So I would actually dump Thieves Guild and go Acquisitions Expert instead. Get something out of their hand instead of helping them play on that. And then you're going to want to keep Draenith. So that would be a 4 swap there for you. Otherwise, Dire Tactics is still good. If you run into a more controlling mid-range, you might want to dump Dire Tactics, because you're going to want to be creature-based. You still might want to keep Journey. I like Tazri, but you could go 1 less there too. And again, you could always go on 2 lands. So that's kind of 4 to 8 there, and I'm considering Acquisition Expert as part of that. That gives you 2 for 2 Mauls, 2 Mauls and 2 Baneslayers if you wanted. And then on the other 3, you can kind of think about how you wanna move those up. If they're not creature heavy, again, you might not need the fight as 1, and if they're not destroying target creatures, you might not need fight as 1 as well. Personally, I like to keep Village Rites in here for squad commander. If you need to, you could always drop 1 squad commander too if you wanted, and 1 stone pack. I don't like that as much though. Again, as Wise stated, getting access to everything with this is powerful, and this guy is going to be kind of your real closer. Doesn't mean that you can't do it another way, because you will have Maul of Skyclaves and Baneslayer too. So that could be a consideration for you. And then lastly, Planeswalkers, we do have late game. So late game, I'm going to talk about it in terms of control first. So you're going to have Duress, Acquisitions Expert in there probably first. If they are running Orzhov, that's a little bit different. We talked about potentially to have Journey, and for sure you're going to want Elspeth Conquers Death. So you might have those 6 in there. I would probably keep Thieves Guild. Again, you could probably drop the Journeys, so that'd be 2. You could go 2 lands if you want, which could be 4. If they're not running creatures, then you're going to have 4 Dire Tactics you can flip out, so that's 8 cards. So that's a lot more space for us to kind of flip things around. You're probably going to keep Fight as 1 because they may have a board wipe. If they don't, you can get rid of that. Again, we're still keeping Village Rites. Thieves Guild, you could always swap out for Acquisitions Expert if you needed to as well. All right, Planeswalkers, I gotta see, yeah, traditional standard. I don't know why it's giving me the commander. That's what we have. So we talked about the deck nomenclature. We talked about the main board. We talked about the sideboard. We talked about how to sideboard and kind of the plethora of matches in terms of, well, really the range, but a plethora of decks anyway, to give us an idea of how we would sideboard. So Planeswalkers, super pumped about this. Again, congratulations, Smoke, SMOAK. I'm for sure saying that wrong, but I like it. Let's go ahead and play some competitive Magic here. I'm super excited about taking this one in for you guys today. So let's go to our standard rank, and if you guys are interested in the historic stuff, I've been putting that together for us as well here to do a tier list. All right, Planeswalkers, here we go in the top 50 here with our Orzhov Party deck. All right, so as always, I just want to say thank you, Planeswalkers. I appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, if you like the video, please like it. You can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Stay up to date on content like this. All right, we got Firecat. So we have two. I'm going to keep this. We are playing a Yorion though, so Dire Tactics is not going to be as helpful. But we can pay. So it's a Dance with the Mance. So we're gonna have to be really fast here. Really fast. And we'll see how this goes. Nice trigger there. So right now we have Fight as 1, we'll be okay. keep our board. Ouch, ouch, ouch. We would have got that guy on and we would have been in a very, very nice spot there, my friends. Alright, so we got our Pack Beast next. And we're almost... we'll get this on. We'll get Tazri on. So we can get Dire Tactics off. Or Charming Prince, I'll get him off. Got to go into full control here to sack Thieves Guild. Get my 2 draws. Discard that one. So they could play their Yorion again if they want. That'd be the correct play. But swing in first. They actually have, they don't have lethal. But that's how I would play it. Unfortunately, you know what? I think we did better than I thought we would with the starting hand and kind of the way things played out. If we would have had, not got hit by that Exile Extinction thing. There, they did it. So, if they get rid of Elspeth's there... There, they got it. We'll go good game. and go to our next one. That is a bummer for the start in our best of one, but my friends, how it goes, we will go into our next best of one here. All right, and off we are right away. Look at that. Maybe we'll get the play here. Fanto Mas Dave MX. We go first. We got good lands. We got all the stuff that we need. We'll keep this. Ooh, mono white. So we will have a full party. Now we don't have a full party. Now we got a full party. It's a lot of glass caskets so far. That is what we wanted. So now we just got to hit anything of value with Dire Tactics. That's too bad. So here's where Baneslayer would be nice. So now we'll hit one of the legions. They don't have lethal. And we're still in it. Not our day today with our party deck. And good game. Alright, so on to our best of 3, my friends. Today we did not do so hot in best of 1, and we are continuing to fall in Diamond. So that is how it goes, and that is magic. Alright, on to our best of 3 match, so let's see what we got going on here. Into best of 3 traditional standard rank. Again, there's that mono blank enchantments deck you guys can check out. Let's see how we do today. Being able to sideboard is going to help a little bit. Additionally, you know, we got to see the party mechanics so far, but we have not been able to see any of the payoff stuff, unfortunately, for at least for the best of 1. So hopefully we'll be able to get to it here for the best of 3 match. I'd really like to do that for you today. So we have Squad Commander, we got that, I'm going to play it. So we'll play this first as well. Ooh, maybe we're playing a mill deck. Here we go. Rogues deck. It is a Rogues deck, my friends. So we're close to squad. If we can get squad on the board, we'll be doing good. A lot of people haven't seen this deck either. They do have enough for their counters though. So we need to, I need to start playing these. That's fine. So if they have a kill spell, they'll get it. I did leave myself open. Let's see if we can get him off. There we go. Got one. Oh, this is close. Very close. Oh, we got it. We got it, my friends. So what we need to do that I like here. They have the flyers. Journey to Oblivion can help. I still like Dire Tactics better. So we didn't see... I'm going to drop that. I'm going to drop a Tazri. I like Baneslayer. We're going to go a little bit heavier here. I like these. I like those. So we got 5. We got to drop. We had a little bit of problem on the land. Let's drop one of those. Let's drop 2 of those. Three more that we need to get rid of. Cleric. Let's go 1 there. Let's drop 1 squad. Let's go 1 more Drannith. Alright, I think we're going to do that. It could go Duress. Duress could be one too. I do like the Baneslayers though. Maul's good. Maul wouldn't be bad either. I think we got 1 Tazri. Let's grab 1 Maul. We'll go with that. All right. Whew. All right, maybe we can turn it around. We'll see. I'm saying turn around the whole day. All right, good. We got a lot of stuff here that we can play. Not gonna attack in here. There's two though. Now, we have fight as one, so I can hit in with both. So next turn I can do pack. So we can go pack. Look at their hand. If we get lucky, they might have a creature's counter. So the wizard would allow us to not let him hit. But we don't have that right now. There's our shade. So we have stone pack here. If we get lucky, then we'll make a flyer each time. I could go cleric too, actually. Let's do that. We don't have enough to kick it. We'll save it for one turn. Oh, he cycled. Let's see if he blocks. Alright. So I did that so I can actually play this in the air as Menace, and then they can't pop the Brazen in. Not that I don't think they would have played the Brazen now at this point, based off what they just did, but trying to tee it up slightly different. Let's see if we can get this on. That's big for us. We'll go Null Priest. And we'll swing in. Can't block the Menace. Menace. There we go. I was gonna say. And we'll put the other stone pack on. So with stone pack 2, we can get 1 mana of any color. So that's the other trick for Tazri here. So they would need 2 rogues. There you go. And they don't have enough to use Brazen right now. Oh, it's non. Oops. That's fine. We'll keep the 1 back. Swing in. And we'll keep the 2. So we can kill Xerath. Or we can block. Block. So here we go. If they don't have a counter, we're going to be in okay shape here. Oh, it didn't cost 1 less. Oh, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. That's alright. We'll get it next turn. Hopefully. There you go. Get greedy. Get greedy. So, if we hit fight as 1, which we've already used 2, 1, 2. If we hit fight as 1, we win. Because we just put the 1/1 on there. Oh, never mind. Now that they got the squad commander, I take it back. We don't win. But I can play my squad commander now. There. If I would have had 1 more, That would have been a little bit nicer. Could have played one for less, but Skyclave Shade will put some pressure on next turn. So we'll see. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. So right now they don't really have any options or answers if they're doing that, in my opinion. They could be using Mythras too to look, but they're not. It's a good match. Good match. And they're only running the lock counter right now too, so it's good to know. Maybe they're running more than 1-0. Oh, nope. So we could play Agadim here. Pull Archpriest back. And what else do we have? Oh, not enough. Not enough to get it to work. So we would pull Null Priest to buy us a turn. And Archpriest to buy us a turn, maybe. So now we're going to use Village Rites instead. Ooh. Oh, we didn't hit anything. Oh, shoot. Oh, let's go to the next game. That's a bummer. I'm not going to try and time them out either. Oh, bummer, bummer, bummer. So we could go Duress. We could go that back in there. We could go the 2 Duresses. Go that. Skyclave. Let's see how we want to do this. So we got the Clerics. Let's go 1 on that. Maybe drop the Baneslayer. So we'll go higher on the Maul, the Skyclaves. Two lands. This was helpful. We didn't hit it. This helped. Go. Ah, I still like those in there. We'll go that route. It's because I added the duress. I'll play without it, I guess. We dropped one squad. Let's go one Thieves Guild Enforcer. There, we'll do that instead. To go over the top. We'll play first. Oh boy. We'll mulligan. Oh, no. Terrible, terrible land draws. We'll keep 5. This one's gonna hurt us so bad, you guys. Drop that. And we'll drop a Pack Beast. I think we do this. Oh. It's so bad against this kind of a deck, too. Horrible. Now we just see most of the hand. Get rid of Gadwick. So good news is maybe we may be slightly okay here. We'll see. Let's see what they got. We get to see everything. Wow, look at that play. That is a nice play. Very nice play. But let's do the damage. I just need one creature, uncounterable. Oh, look at that. Look at that play. We started with hardly any cards. Just getting destroyed. There we go. At least we have this now. We got one turn to survive. Unless they drop their flyer, then it's game. I'd have to block. I don't have a choice. They probably get a kill spell here, though. Yeah, there it is. And that is game. Well, my friends, Orzhov Party was not the party for us today. Unfortunately, we went way back with this deck, but that is how it goes, and that is magic. So, just a few things that we've, that last game there was really unfortunate with the lands. I think we could have played a little bit better. If we would have had a better land drop and not had a mull twice on that one. But let's go ahead and check out this deck nonetheless. Super fun. Again, top 50 deck. A little bit interesting. A lot different than what we're used to seeing. So let's go ahead here. Quickly, as always, Planeswalkers, this deck list is available for you down below in the description, so you have access to it right away. Additionally, the links to go with it as well. So please feel free to ask questions or comments if you have about this deck. Again, really interesting take. My advice again is making sure you have a payoff card like this. Obviously the land piece, maybe not have taken out some lands there, maybe would have helped us, but who knows. We have plenty of other things in here too to get us to where we needed to be, but did not happen today. So definitely need those. I think you want a good mix. Having a dire tactics or at least a fight as one in that opening hand is really helpful. So we got to see a lot of cool things. Got to see most of the mechanics. I did get Squad Commander down. I didn't hit it. I did get Archpriest Iona down. We did hit the party mechanic. We got Tazrion. So we did get to see everything in the deck, just not at a success. Unfortunately, we did go 0-2, but we did go 1-2 in the best of 3, even though we lost overall. But that is how it goes, my friends. Lastly, Planeswalkers, as always, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Stay up to date on content like this. All right, Planeswalkers, you stay safe. I'll see you again soon. Stay tuned. There's a lot of stuff coming your way, and looking forward to bringing you a lot more unique and top decks. All right, Planeswalkers, Mythras out.